Hey everyone, I thought I'd post a quick update on the railroad and what I've accomplished over the last couple of weeks since the holidays. I've shot this about 9 times and I'm going to try to get it under 5 minutes or close to it. So here we go. I've added some new equipment to the railroad. I added these two locomotives. These are Broadway Limiteds. I picked those up thanks to some gifts, gift cards, etc. that I got for Christmas. So for those of you that contributed to those gifts, thank you so much. I appreciate it. These locomotives do have sound. I'll turn the sound on here just for a minute so you can hear them. There's their idle. You blow the horn and ring the bell. Etc. I actually had to turn the volume down on them. They were really loud, and they were too loud for the size of room I have. So I've turned the volume down on them, and I may turn them down even further. But they run really well. They pull well. They're smooth. I'm really happy with them. And then I added this little locomotive up here. This is another F unit. This one's made by Kato. I picked this one up used on eBay, but it runs really well. It pulls well. It does not have sound, but that's okay. And it's a great little locomotive to pull this passenger train. And then I added this passenger train. This is a 6-car set from Kato. And it's a mail car, a baggage car, a regular passenger coach, a dining car, a sleeper, and an observation car. And you can see they're lighted, and they look really good. I picked these up used, and the wheels were really dirty for the electrical pickups. So when they rolled down the rail, it looked like there was a strobe light in the cars because of the electrical pickup issues. So I worked on cleaning the wheels last night and discovered the hard way that the isopropyl alcohol that I was using to clean the wheels attacks the paint on the car. So I've got some smeared paint now that I'm going to have to clean up somehow. And that's a little bit of a disappointment, but that's how you learn. So I'll have to fix that. I did add 5 additional box cars to the roster. They're around the layout at various locations waiting to be picked up, so I won't go to each one of those. But I picked those up as well. As I work my way this way, I added this little LCD screen, which is connected to the Raspberry Pi. If you're not familiar with Raspberry Pis, they're a little microcomputer about the size of a credit card. And this one runs the software called JMRI that's the interface between the computer and the control system in the railroad. That allows me, among other things, to use smartphones as wireless controllers, or throttles if you want to call them that, on the layout. It helps me program the locomotives on the programming track and a lot of other things. I could spend an hour talking about what you can do in JMRI. But I added that little monitor there so it's easy to see. The keyboard and mouse are stowed under the layout right now, but that's a handy thing to have there. Up here, I've added a 3D printed tunnel portal. I needed a little more clearance for those long, passenger cars that I got, and so I found this model online, downloaded it, modified it a little bit, 3D printed it. The car's clear through this now, and so I'll paint it up, clean it up and paint it up and weather it and make it look better. And then along here, I've done a lot of rock work along this side of the peninsula. This is pretty well done. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel for plaster work, and that makes me happy because it's such a messy thing to do. But I'm pretty happy with this turned out overall. I'm not happy with the paint job on this tunnel portal. I'll probably pull that out and rework it a little bit. Got some of the rock work done up in here too, and of course on the other end of this tunnel as well. And then I added this piece of styrene plastic here to cover the access window into the tunnel. So if I need to get to the rails to clean them, or a car derails or anything, I just pop that off. It's just Velcroed on and get to it. But in the meantime, it covers it up nice, and it fulfills the purpose. Back here, I'm working on this. I just got this glued in place. The glue's about dry. I moved this spur. You can see where it used to be. And I put the building really close to the mountains back here, and I just didn't like that. So by pulling it out here just a little bit, it gives me a little more clearance there, and I just like that a little bit better. So that's something I'm working on there. And then my son Jaden and his girlfriend Maddie came over on New Year's Eve, and did all of the plaster cloth work up here on the mountains on both sides. I'll walk around so you can see the other side as well. And I think it turned out really, really nice. They did a really great job on it. When we get some Sculptamold rock face on here and some plaster of Paris and then paint it with a brown base coat and start doing some scenery work on it, I think it'll look really good when it's all done. So I think that's about it for updates right now. I did have a test operating session yesterday with 3 of my model railroad buddies. They came over and helped me run trains, test the new locomotives I got and those sorts of things. And 2 of them have their own controllers like this one, and they brought them, and they were able to plug in, and we set the addresses on them, and they were able to use their own controllers to control trains. And that was great because they're their controllers, they're familiar with them, they like them, and it just worked. So the control system's working really well on the layout, and it was fun. We had a good time. I think that's about it. I am going to post a link in the description to a separate video of this passenger train running all the way around the layout, so you can get a little bit wider view of the layout as a whole and see those locomotives run and hear the sound in them a little bit more. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you find this enjoyable, and I'll post another video when I have more updates.